So if you're doing anything other than using technical setups right now in this market, you're absolutely doing it wrong, guys. This market, right, the meta of the market right now, if we think of day trading as a game, best technical setups I've seen since like COVID. That means support and resistance lines, drawing your triangles, every single line, trend line that you can use or find, just trade it and you will make money. Been scalping like crazy, been super profitable. Just did a video, the last one I just recorded before this, showed my profit for the month. So I'll pop it up on this video again, but we're going to walk through exactly why I think that's the case. I'll give you some examples from just Thursday and Friday and how you can apply this into your trading. So use these methods exactly and you'll do well. And I'll also give you my thoughts on exactly when you should stop using them or look for changes in price action in general. For those of you that are new here, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. I day trade as well as do YouTube. I also dance. I do tons of stuff, but I am a day trader, futures trader. I have a Discord as well, partnered up with another trader. There's tons of other traders in there. If you want to learn how to trade, go ahead, hit the link below. I have a free trading journal link as well. I created some templates. I believe that journaling is the only way to improve as a trader. So go ahead and download those journals. Those are absolutely free, and you can come hang out in the free chat in our Discord if you have any questions. But let's not waste any more time dilly-dallying and get right into it. Now we are going to use the 15-minute chart for this video, which is my primary chart for trading. Before that though, I will jump back into this dashboard. So this is my performance for December so far. If you don't know what this tool is, this is TradeZella. This Trade and then Zella. There it is right there. Great tool. I'm not an affiliate with them. I just use it, track my trades, export, all the data from my 20 accounts there. And these are my metrics for December. You can see here net P&L 73K, green every day. I don't really count this red day, great metrics overall. Trade win percentage, especially when you're scalping, is not nearly as important. It's not the theme of this video. It's the theme of the last video I just talked about, but as long as you hold your winners longer and cut your losses sooner, you can have this hovering around 50% and still be very, very net profitable. And it actually won't matter. Very, very simple math. So let's just go ahead and jump into the chart though. And I believe it was this one. So the contracts just shifted from December, which is a little annoying. So we've got lines all over the chart, which we're gonna have to clean up. Let's get rid of this panel for now, but we're gonna look at NQ. So I'm now looking at TradingView. This is a charting tool. If you're not familiar with TradingView, you can create a free account. Go to TradingView.com. I've done tons of videos on the indicators that I have here. So I've done one on the volume profile, which is the graph that we see on the right side of the screen. And I have the session volume profile on, but we're going to turn some of these off for now. We're going to turn off the session volume profile and we're going to turn off the visible range volume profile. We're just going to focus on really utilizing VWAP for now, as well as drawing some lines, drawing some squiggles. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And we're going to look at NQ on Friday to start. We'll go to the 5-minute. Beautiful price action. Absolutely beautiful price action. Okay, guys. So what do we have here? There was a few things coming into the pre-market, and I should mention before we even start drawing lines on this chart, what do I mean by technicals? People meme on trading a lot, talking about how people draw these things on the screen, which, every meme or joke is rooted in truth to a degree. Some people turn this into astrology. I use very simple setups. I use VWAP and I look for channels, flags, things like that. But in general, I've just spent hundreds, probably thousands of hours on the charts at this point, and I just know what the candles are going to do next. You start to get an intuition for that. And I don't mean that in like I could predict the future sense. A lot of times I don't know what it's going to do next and I wait patiently until I do know. But through a lot of practice, you can get intuition about what's going to happen through all your different levels and stuff. VWAP and its standard deviation bands, I have these graphed here. This is one of the most important tools that you can use as a trader. Let's go ahead and hit replay back to before data, which came at, I think, 8:30 on Friday. So this is a price action before data. You can see here that we had kind of this trending up support area, and then we have this coming down here. So I want to call out right here before data. This was the price action. VWAP is the blue line. VWAP's first standard deviation band is in green. Second standard deviation band is in this yellowish color. We have a lower low coming in. We have a higher high, but then what happened? We failed to come back to the mean. We failed to come back to VWAP. At this point in time, I am downside biased. I am downside biased. Now, I did not short into the data, but I could have. I did not short into the data, but I was downside biased, expecting us to come down, and I was looking for a long to fade off of this data candle. And that's exactly what I did. So we'll play this the next few candles. This is the 5-minute chart. TradingView has a replay function, by the way. Data candle hits, boom, comes down to this price. So there's actually cam pivots here. Camarilla pivots are another indicator that I use. I don't have them on here, but this came down right to the last cam pivot on the session, to the penny. So that's something that I would plot here, came down to here, and I took a long off of this. I did a whole video talking about fading these data candles. Now you have to fade them, accounting for the overall setup. So I did not think that this was gonna, explode down because of what was happening on the macro. On the macro, we've been ranging. It's just been a range market every single day. So I expected this to range higher, and that's exactly what it did. So I took a long here, got 50 points on the way back up. And at this point, I'm looking for it to erase the entire move, which is exactly what it did. Let a few more candles print. And really what I want to get to is is the open at this point. So this happens, we get to the open, 930 candle prints, comes and wipes out some of this move. So here's what we're looking at, guys. We came down, we broke this bottom trend line. We have this higher trend line here, and we came up to VWAP. That's on the 5 minute. Let's go to the 4 hour for this moment in time and take a look at the bigger trend. Actually, I want to look at ES on the 4 hour right here. This contract change is really going to make this a pain in the butt. I have another chart with this. This is the one that I want to look at here. So this is the 4 hour ES, and I know I'm jumping screens a lot, but bear with me. So I want to jump from that short context to this higher context. Exact same theme, the technicals. So you can see that I have a line here, bottom line here. We had a channel that we were in that we actually broke. So previously, before we had this bottom trend line, we had another channel that kind of looked like this. So we broke this channel, which is why I redrew it, came down, reversed off of this new trend line. But you can see here that we're in a pretty well-defined range market. We have this bottom area support. We did one test, two tests. So we did this one test, two tests, three tests, and then we're inside these technicals. This is on the 4 hour time frame. So the reason that I jumped here after the open, we had that huge bottom wick, which we just reviewed on the open on the 5 minute. On the 4 hour, we can see that there's this huge bottom wick here. We just broke this price action, had a strong engulfing green, came down. There's this top trend line. We rejected off of it. And now we have, you know, this big bottom wick. At this point in time, just reading the candles, thinking of a range market, we have this possibility of a bull flag. We have been retesting these wicks, but as soon as we fail to test this bottom wick, I'm bullish on the day. I'm just bullish on the session. So let's take that context back to the smaller time frame. And remember, we have this top trend line too. This is the target. This top trend line area is the target on the day. That's what I would be looking for. So I'm long biased after that initial price action. So we'll go back to our other screen, which was here, and let's see how this played out. So I'm bullish on the session. Go back here and let's see what happened. Go back to the 5 minute here. We're still in replay. And are we still in replay? No, we exited the replay. Well, let's just review the price action here. So this was that bottom wick. We came up. I said I'm bullish on the session after that. So we came up to the top of the range after the open. We came here up to the top of the range, cracked that, hit a high. So the 1632 area was another Camarillo pivot. I'll do a video on that in a bit. You could add it as an indicator here. So we had one cam pivot here, another cam up here, and now we are inside the range. So we came down from here to VWAP. So this is a short. I took a trade talking about trading into VWAP. So you basically would just take a long off of one cam pivot going into the other cam pivot. Those are the extremes of the range. You take a short off of that into VWAP. One line hits. You take a long off of VWAP. Back here, take another short. And it's that simple. And you're just waiting for these areas to hit. Once we get to this bounce here, this failed bounce at 1215, hands off. Absolutely hands off. Why is it hands off? Because we don't have a technical setup. There's nothing here for us to trade off of. So we have VWAP here. We had the ends of the range here, but there's nothing for us to trade off of here. And so you want to be really, really careful about trading the end of the session. But that's it. After that point, you're just hands off, waiting for the next technical setup. Let's go ahead and take a look at Thursday. Thursday, you can see I still have my channel drawn. On Thursday, exact same thing on the 5 minute, very simple channel. I'm not even going to talk about VWAP or anything here. Basically, every single day during this session, you have a channel. You have these lines that you can draw across any time frame, and you can take trades off of these with a high degree of certainty. So we hit this here. We came down to the bottom here. As soon as we got here, I could draw a channel on this third test. And let's go ahead and just replay this. We'll do a replay of this session. Scoot over a little bit. So I don't have the channel yet. Get rid of that. So we do this. We bounced off of VWAP. You could take a long off of VWAP if you want to. I usually don't. We get up here. We're hitting this like support area, and we're coming down there. So I probably would not have shorted this, but I would notice that we have this very clear line that we could draw. And I want to see where we find support here. So we pivoted here. So right after that pivot, I would have drawn a line. And now I'm looking to trade inside this channel. So I'm looking for a short. Once we get to the top of this trend line area, we get up there. We also hit the support line. So we had some confluence in this price. You can see that we wicked off of it. So I'm taking a short there. Hold it, came through, traded through it. Boom, 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 boom. Eventually we come to the other side of the channel. So this trade actually would have failed. And in retrospect, that would have been a bad short, but we take the long off the bottom of the channel. That's actually a terrible, terrible example. Here we came off VWAP. When did I take this trade? I must have taken this short here because I know I traded this channel. So this is one of the side effects of doing these videos live. Well, let me give you guys better information than that. So obviously I'm not even going to take that part out. We'll redescribe this channel. So let's go back to replaying this, or on this replay, or how I would read this live. So we had this pivot here, and I need to add the cam pivots in here. We had the long off of VWAP. So I would have taken this long here. And then right around this price area is where I would be looking for a short. So I would look for a short here into VWAP. Truly here though, if you take a short here and once we fail to break this structure, I mean, we also have a flag basically here on the 5 minute. That's going going to go higher. So you could take this long into the channel as well. So still playing inside the channel, but understanding that, you know, we had this afternoon price action, which is what we got into here. So you would have got 2 trades out of this max, right? So you could have got the short here and the long here. You also could have got the first long back here as well. But yeah, when you fly through it at 1,000,000 miles an hour, then you miss the flag on the replay. But that mistake aside, the channel still holds. So we have the channel, we have the trades that show up, which is exactly all I'm looking for. Super, super simple stuff. This is Wednesday. Same thing. Another channel formed. You just take trades off the pivots. This one is actually oscillating better. And I think this is the example that I was looking for mentally. There still were trades here. This one's just not as clean, quite frankly, which is totally okay. It is what it is. We'll leave it in the video. This one, much cleaner. So we had the short off of this line, which is near VWAP. The line wouldn't have been drawn at this point yet though, right? This is the first pivot. We get down here. And once we get to here at 11:10, that's where I could draw my trend line, right? So after this touch and this touch, at this point, I could draw the channel. And you can see here that we had some nice trades that could come out of that. So huge market for technicals, guys. This is exactly the stuff that I use for the metrics that I showed earlier. And again, I'm not a perfect trader. Doesn't matter. You can see I literally just made a mistake recording this video. That's fine, but I'm net profitable, and that's all important. So, and of course, I'm not using my actual trades and like reviewing those in this video. I'm not sure exactly how I traded those. I just know that those are the lines that remain from me trading those channels, those wedges that resulted in this P&L. Okay, so net profitable, holding the winners, sizing into winners is the way to do it, and just trade what is working in this market, guys. It is a great technical market. That's all you should be looking for, and doing your higher time frame analysis. So we'll go back one more time to the all time frames chart. Go ahead and zip on over there. This is just ES on every single time frame, and the 4 hour for me is key in, you know, deciding what I want to do inside the next 8 hours. So I'm really looking at the 4 hour chart, and I'm deciding what do I think the next 3-4 hour candles are going to do, which is really 12 hours. But that's how I'm kind of thinking about it right now. I'm not swing trading anything. That's just not a swing market, trading the technicals. And we've had a great December, November so far. So that is it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful and gave you a realistic view into exactly how I think about trading and how that resulted in my P&L and how you can, you know, achieve that for yours. You know, ultimately, guys, the market is going to change. The meta of the market is going to change. This is a great time for just using, you know, support and resistance lines, technicals, channels, things like that. In this video, I did not talk about supply and demand at all. I didn't talk about the volume profile at all. I use that a lot for confluence. So, you know, some of those reads, there was other confluence around it. I ignored all of that for the sake of just focusing in on this video. But every single one of my trades, I'm looking for confluence. I'm looking for confluence in the volume profile. I'm looking for confluence in bookmap level 2 data. I'm looking for confluence from other traders or divergence. I'm looking for divergence and confluence between ES and NQ at the same time. So I ignored all those different layers for the sake of this video to be simple. Otherwise it'd be way too long. But when you see us actually talk about it live, you hear how we're calling out all these million different things at once as we talk about general market awareness. But this is just one layer. I would say right now, this is the most important layer though, right? These technicals are hitting, and you use them as step number 1, the leading indicator to, you know, set up a trade. That's it for this video. My name's Forrest. I invest in stuff. I think that everybody should too. Make sure you have a coffee in the front frame of your video, but we'll use this as the main camera. I hope to see you in the Discord. Peace.